after the resolution to forward us information bordering on the 5 billion naira loan you took for the purchase of calculator, customized. And indeed, this very committee passed a resolution that day that you forward us. One of the request that you supply this committee statement of account where that money, that 5 billion loan you took to purchase customized calculator was lodged. You recall? Do you remember that? You believe that document before you said, supply us with statement of account. This, what you have brought, is a cash book. The question we are asking, is cash book, is cash book qualified to be called a statement of account? A cash book is an edited statement. A bank statement is unedited. So we requested, and you recall that when you submit this cash book, our committee clerk called you and told you that this is a cash book. And there is difference between cash book and a statement of account. Yeah, bank statement. There is difference between cash book and statement of account. And you said, you told him, according to him, you said you have supplied everything. Now we put it to you. You know, you are a friend of this committee. Yes. You know. Because this is your committee. You know. I put it to you that if you ask me to bring my statement of account and I go and bring a cash book, are they the same?
Customized calculators. Respectfully saying, sir, we did that, including the board approval. Yes, we submitted it, sir, together with the board approval.
Please, you know, my colleagues is WAEC Nigeria. It is very clear. Listen, it's very clear. Let me read it. Let me take it. Investigation of public revenue and expenditure of WAEC African examination, African examination. During the hearing section with you on the Tuesday, 23rd July 2024, regarding the above subject, the committee noted that some of the previously requested documents were not included in your submission. As a result, the committee has requested the following item to assist in completing its investigation. 1, the agency statement of account from 2018 to 2023. This is what is here. Look at what is before you now. Agency statement of account from 2018 to 2023. Are you not seeing? It's very clear. That is the first one. Are you not seeing? Okay. No problem. No, okay. WAEC, you are a friend to this committee, so you should be able to respond to this small issue we are raising. Have you supplied this your committee, the statement of account?
Clerk, maybe you give me a bottle of water. Just calm down a bit. Good. WAEC, acknowledge that you are an agency or a parastatal of government. I'm sure you know that you are an agency of government because you have interface with Nigerian government. You are. It's simple yes or no, sir. Yes or no, sir. So that we can quickly go.
Not an agency of the government.
Do you have bank accounts? Do you run bank accounts? It's also a yes or no question. Do you run bank accounts? You do. Okay. What the committee is simply asking is, can you provide for us copies of those bank statements? Maybe you have one with Union Bank, you have another with Guarantee Trust, you have with First Bank. Have you supplied the committee with copies of those bank statements from the various banks as you run them? That's just a simple thing that we're asking you. Yes or no? If you have not supplied us with all, maybe you have given us some, or you have given us the one that is generated from the back end in your office. You tell us. It's simple, sir. We are not lions here, are we? So you have several. We know you have several bank accounts. The ones you use to receive money, the ones you use to pay salary, the ones you use to pay contractors. Have you supplied us with those bank statements? That's just all.
Okay, you have many bank accounts.
Yes.
This loan was obtained from First Bank.
Yes.
In the document you submitted to us, it was from First Bank. Here, what you have submitted is very open. This is cash book. Is it true or not? Is it cash book or statement of account?
You see, it contains a statement.
What is the difference between statement of account, statement of bank account, and cash book?
Please, with due respect, you see, you are going too technical. I am not a specialist in accounting. Please, sirs, the committee, we actually provided what was requested in this document before us, sir.
There is no statement account.
This document here is...
Signed by the bank.
Wait, why?
Signed by the bank. Signed by the bank.
Sir, why? Letter that was written to you is here. And you have read it severally here. It's the first one, agency statement of account from 2018 to 2023. Accounts, X is there. We know you procured this loan from First Bank. I will ask submit the statement of account. And you came with the cash book. Is it not the cash book? Maybe you give to others to look. Let everybody look at it. Is it a statement or a cash book? So that we can go to another issue, please.
Chairman, sir, you're making requests for certain documents. And by our own understanding, because English language is a very difficult language to understand properly. By our own understanding, we didn't understand that bank statement or statement of account means that it should be bank statement of account. You were also further informed. Class, I guess I'm correct. You made a phone call to him to clarify what was needed. You were further informed that please, in case there is a conflict in your own understanding of what statement of account means, that you should furnish the committee with bank statements of accounts. Have you furnished the committee with the various bank statements from your agency? It's a very simple thing. That's requested. That's all. We are not lions. We are only trying to find out so that we can come to a very decent conclusion for the benefit of all of us. That's all. Care. We owe you a duty of care. We have not brought you here so that we can. No. We only want to see how we can help you so that if there has been an infraction, if there are things that you have not understood properly as of yesterday, after you have left the committee, you would understand it and you further help us to improve on what you are doing to serve the country. When you were further informed that what we meant by statement of account is the same thing as your bank statements, do you have it with you here now? Or you want us to give you maybe 6 hours, you just call your bankers and the various statements of account will be ready. If it is 30 minutes, you call them, it will be ready. There is no bank that does not have an office in Abuja here, none. And it's not a difficult thing. Even while here, they can send you electronic copy and they will help you and print them out. Our job will be very easy. So don't get worked up, sir. Yeah, Chairman, sir. You shouldn't get worked up. You shouldn't get worked up.
I told him that we have submitted that document. And I'm sorry that based on what is before us, that was why I spoke. And still, based on what is before us, I think substantially, sir, we did.
You have submitted, sorry, let me understand you well. You have submitted your bank statement of account. Sorry.
We have here, sir.
No, sir. Have you submitted your bank statement of account, yes or no, sir?
Like I told you, I am not.
Yes or no, sir? You are becoming very difficult. Yes or no? Have you submitted your bank statement?
I plead for just one thing.
Have you submitted your bank statements?
Sirs, I plead for one thing. You see, I have said
Have you submitted your bank statements?
we submitted statement of accounts.
Bank statements. Now, since you want to define what statement of account means, have you submitted your bank statements to the committee? Make it available. We are requesting now. Where will you make it available?
There is a procedure to request.
Where will you make it available?
As soon as we're able to process it.
No, sir. You have to give time frame. Give us a time frame.
It's not entirely, it involves a third party, the bank. So within me, if it's something I can give right now, I will do. Yes, sir.
I can show you on my phone. I requested for my bank statement of Access Bank this morning because I have already has the hard copies in the bank I will have because I already have the soft copy on my mail. So it's not rocket science, sir. Help us to help you. 1 hour, we can take a break. 1 hour, you get to the bankers and they give you a soft copy, will help you print. Chairman, sir. 1 hour break, he gets to his bank and they give us the soft copy and we convey. We're interested in resolving this issue. Yes, I think
You give us time because I, as the head of the office in Nigeria, I am under authority. So I would want to plead for time to get your request. We have a structure that I would have to go through the structure to get that approval.
As leader did, they should relax. Nobody is with hunting anybody.
Beautiful.
And let them speak, because WAEC is not within Nigeria. It's a West African body.
Observation. Let me.
No, Chairman.
Excuse me. Let me just inform you now. We are. You will come. Let me inform you. My very revered colleagues, the issue here, WAEC, we have two bodies of WAEC. We have the WAEC Nigeria, we have the WAEC West Africa. Now, Amos Dangote is the head of WAEC Nigeria. There is an act of National Assembly, which,
very much aware.
oh, beautiful, that create WAEC. Is it true or not, Amos?
It is true.
It's true. Fine. WAEC also have a convention. Section 14 of the convention clearly states that WAEC should comply with the legislative process of that domestic country. That was that issue you are raising. The domestic country, that is, WAEC should comply with the legislative process of that country and also incorporate this convention. this convention into the act. Am I right or not, WAEC? No, we are communicating. WAEC, we are communicating. We are brothers. We have one thing common. This country, Nigeria. No, let me just say. I want to just round up.
I think we should be addressing what our brother just said.
Yes. So, no, let me come.
Not concluded.
No, you will conclude. You will conclude. I will allow you to conclude because I will allow you, but I want to guide the house. I want to guide this house. I want to guide the house. That WAEC is a creation of this house, and that we must progress in that direction. And their convention also mandates them to respect the constitutionality of their domestic country, that country they operate in. Am I saying the truth?
There is a provision there.
Huh?
There's a provision there.
What is the provision?
The WAEC Act.
2011. If you go to section 89, subsection C, the National Assembly can summon any person in Nigeria to give evidence at any place or produce any document or other thing in his possession or under his control, and examine him as a witness and require him to produce any document or other thing in his possession or other under his control, subject to and just except stroke ons and others. Issue a warrant to compel the attendance of any person who, after having been summoned to attend, fails to refuse or neglects to do so and does not excuse such failure, refusal, or neglect to the satisfaction of the House. The issue is that WAEC can get or can have an act, but whatever WAEC act is subject to the Constitution of this country. So don't use WAEC act to come and defend yourself here. The issue here is very clear. We want the statement account of WAEC. Whether you play this way or you play that way, we have even the mandate to summon your bankers to get that documents we want. Of course, you are aware of that. And if you go that way, it will be very, very bad. We are not trying to threaten you. We want a mutual relationship. And that is what we're telling you. It is within our power. If it is not within our power, we won't ask you to do it. We are begging you. Let us even use the word beg. Tell us when you can provide that document, or we will summon all your bankers to get those documents. You're on oath. Tell us. If it will take 1 week, if it will take 2 weeks, even then, it is our power to tell you that the number of days or the number of weeks you want to give is too much. We want it at so time. Or if you feel the third party, the bank, will give you a problem, we can summon the bank. And give us exactly when we want those documents. Please tell us when you want those documents, when you will bring those documents. Thank you.
Chairman, you that duty of care. We are not misleading you. But if you choose to mislead us, we always find a way to get back to the right path. I am sure that you are also aware that there is a Freedom of Information Act. So no matter what you want to tell us, no matter what you want to do, this House, as represented by this committee, has every means available to extract the bank statements of WAEC Nigeria. Have that at the back of your mind. Then finally, Chairman, I want to take exception to a word that my colleague used. I shouldn't have bothered myself when he said we should be reasoning. We should be reasoning. I don't see myself sitting here as somebody who is unreasonable. I do not want us to drag ourselves through that part. No matter what it is, I have been here long enough, so I should understand that whatever I do is in the overall interest of this country, Nigeria. Thank you. So I take exception to that word. If you withdraw it, better. If you don't want to withdraw it, no problems, you can go ahead. Thank you.
Representative of Nigerians. So what I'm trying to say, Chairman, before you cut me short, is that since they are WAEC and it covers West Africa, and we requested for some vital documents, which they are yet to present those documents. So I was trying to say, is there anything that we don't know that they know that is a challenge from their own end, that is making them or delaying them to supply the committee those documents? If there are any challenges, as our chairman said, we are friends of the committee. Where necessary, can we come in to, help them to get those documents that, we are asking and they are yet to drop? Then secondly, Chairman, you also make mention of the loan they took, which the board gave approval of 5 billion. I also want to know, is there a threshold of approval of that board that, gave them such powers to approve up to 5 billion Naira for the agency? Or if there is, I also want them to enlighten the committee so that it will help us in, doing our work. It will ease us to, reach, have soft landing in what we're doing. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the opportunity.
Like has been stated, we actually need your assistance for us to be able to provide this. And the assistance is in just this one way, sir. If we will have a letter detailing specifics, because you see, like I told you, if we need a bank statement, let the request be in bank statement. And if it comes that way, like I informed you, I'm under authority, I will follow the protocol, and I will plead that you give us 2 weeks so that we will get the necessary approvals and revert back with the request.
At least we have a proposed date. Now it's left for the committee.
Constituency of one is in Anambra State. I wish to move, and I so move, that the head of National Office, Nigerian National Office of WAEC, having been requested previously to furnish this committee with the bank statements of his organization, and failing thereto, now move that these documents be forwarded to this committee within 1 week from today. I so move.
Representing Anthony Obo Nkoro Federal Constituency. In supporting and seconding the motion moved by my brother, having observed and noted as well that the head of WAEC Nigeria is an uncooperating witness in this process, shielding and denying Nigerians of having value for whatever investment the country has had in that office, should submit to this committee in furtherance of this investigation all, emphasize all, the bank account statements of his office within 3 working days. If that is carried, sir, probably you ask my other colleagues to either push it beyond this point and you call a vote. Thank you.
All that, what this committee on the 23rd of July requested from WAEC that has not been submitted is not just the statement of bank account from 2018 to 2023.
We'll take that vote.
We'll also take that. Okay. So, okay, one by one. Okay. So somebody can second the motion so that. Okay. Amendment again.
Second the amendment.
Okay, you are seconding the amendment. Okay.
Representing the good people of Southern Nigeria Federal Constituency of Bayelsa State, I rise this evening to second the amendment ably moved by my highly respected senior colleague. I so second.
And seconded. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Aye. Those against should say as amended. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Okay, honorable colleague, in view of the last.
The first leg of the.
Oh, this is the first leg of this. Okay, so we have seconded the amendment. So motion to formally and seconded. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Aye. Those against should say as amended. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Okay, honorable colleague, in view of the last.
The first leg of the.
Oh, this is the first leg of this. Okay, so we have seconded the amendment. So motion to formally. Those in support of the motion should say aye. Aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable colleague, you recall that on the 23rd of July, like I said, where this committee met, deliberated on serious issues about West African Examination Council, Nigeria, and there are documents that were requested. The second one, B of that very document requested was to provide the expenditure that have led to the provide the expenditure that have led to the 6 billion deficit incurred in 2023. I think this second request we ought to have finished the issue with the 5 billion naira loan first before we come to, because this second is 2023. Because WAEC in 2023 also generated 34 billion naira and spent 40 billion. That 2023, that was last year. Hence, the committee did ask WAEC to furnish us that differential. You also recall the differential, that 6 billion naira differential, where they sought for that money. You recall that the federal government of Nigeria have also provided, through this house, 3 billion for personnel, and also made provision for overhead and recurrent. Where is this thing? Give me that this thing. So I think that was on the 2023. But I think let's finish with the 5 billion. Why? Okay, you recall that this house did ask you about that 5 billion naira when you appear on that 2023, and you said you already took loan, which resulted in us in this committee asking you for your bank statement, which you could not provide to this honorable committee. This house is interested to know how that 5 billion naira that you procure from the bank, the loan you took from the bank, how many, because you said you use it in buying customized calculator. Nigerians are interested in knowing how many students that sat for the WAEC exam in 2022. You can write it down. You can just write it down. How many students that participated in the 2022 exam? So, what is the unit price of the calculator? The customized calculator, the unit price? So you can respond. Because Nigerians are interested in knowing the number of students.
For the candidate of 2022 was, can we divide 1.6? Can we divide the 5 million by
Why we thought you have this information with you already? This is 2024. You recall that you procured this calculator in 2022. It's a child of money. It's a child of administration.
You see, the office is continuation. So both of us assumed office last year. So that is why we are still grappling to. So, but I can assure you that if you give us time, when we will be submitting the other request, we will give you accurate data on this.
Okay, so like we said, we are your friend. We are working for this country. We want you to be free so that you should respond. Nigerians are interested in these issues we are raising here.
That's the WAEC Act. The WAEC Act.
Can I speak? Okay. Article 4 of the WAEC Convention. Sorry, Article 5. Article 5, powers of the council. Subsection C. Section 1, subsection C. Let me read from section A. Number 1, the council may enter into contracts and do all things necessary for or incidental to the implementation of this convention. B, acquire and hold movable and immovable property and sell, mortgage, lease, or otherwise deal with the property. Then C, borrow at interest or on the security of any corporate land or funds of the council the monies necessary or expedient for the implementation of the provision of the convention. That is the authority.
Thank you very much. We have read out the authority to the committee.
To borrow up to 5 billion, which is beyond ministerial threshold. Am I speaking? It's beyond ministerial. Even a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria does not have power. The ministerial tender board does not have the power to borrow up to 5 billion. An agency under the ministry. Because you take your budget to the ministry. Yes, that is why Nigerian government could give you 3 billion for your personnel. And also capital. Capital and also what they call recurrent. Is it true that Nigerian government give you all this incentive? Is it true, WAEC, that they give you this incentive?
Nigeria gives us part of personnel cost, overhead, and capital, not all of it.
You have said it is a yes or no. When we say yes or no, you will not like to answer. Is it true they give you this incentive?
Yes.
Let us make progress. Now you get this money, you get this thing through the ministry, then we'll forward it to the budget office. The budget office, Ministry of Budget, bring it to Parliament, where you are. Then we appropriate. Now, the Ministerial Tender Board does not have the power to assess a loan of 5 billion naira without the Federal Executive Council. Am I speaking? Yes. So how will an agency under the ministry can borrow till 5 billion without National Assembly, without Federal Executive Council?
So when you are trying to answer the Chairman's question,
Yes.
you are aware that no money should be spent by any arms of government without the approval of the National Assembly. That is why the national budget comes to the National Assembly, and other agencies that have IGR that does not come through the national budget come to the committee of the National Assembly. Are you aware of that?
We have. There's a ground we operated on in the Act and the Constitution.
Are you aware of that?
That's why I said, sir, I'm aware, but there's a ground in the Constitution and the Act.
That says what? That you can spend your IGR under the approval of the National Assembly.
We have some exemptions given to us. They be expended except in a manner or way prescribed by the National Assembly. And the National Assembly has prescribed the manner in which the funds should be expended in the WAEC Act. Now, with regards to the exemptions we have, I want to crave your indulgence for the Director of Finance to list out where we have exemptions.
Sorry, before you went to the Director of Finance, because I think you have not come before the National Assembly of this country before.
No, sir.
As WAEC Nigeria. As WAEC Nigeria.
What?
He said no. He's not. I'm a member of the UP board. I'm coming. I know. I want to tell the question. I know. You have never appeared before the National Assembly for your budget to be approved. Take the previous budget.
The appropriation.
You have answered us. You are not. You are not. That man is misleading you. Don't worry. You have never appeared for the National Assembly. You have taken the budget. Show him the budget. Show him the budget.
Even if he says no, so the money is here.
Explanation. It's partly. Partly, yes. There's an explanation to it. And that's why I said there's an explanation to it.
So you don't appear for the nation. I was a member of the Committee on Basic Education 9th Assembly, as headed by Professor Julius Inovre, our leader of the House as of today. I was a member. You were not in charge of WAEC as at today. And rather than ask questions to know what your duties and responsibilities will be, you have formed a cartel around you who are misleading you. You say, come on, you say you have never appeared for the National Assembly for your budget to approve. So every expenses you have made, Mr. Chairman, sir, we should make this point, has to be refunded. Yes. Because you cannot spend what the National Assembly has not appropriated to you. And by your convention, sir, when last did you publish your audited account?
Sorry, sir.
So when last did you publish your audited account, sir? When last did you publish your audited account? When last?
Your convention.
Your convention, when last did you publish your audited account?
Distinguished member, can I answer you? Please, yes and no may not explicitly.
When last did you publish your audited
All
account?
our audited accounts have been published, including 2022. 2023 account is still.
When last?
I said 2022 account has been published. The 2023 account is still being finalized by the auditors. And as soon as it is done, all the appropriate stakeholders that should have it will be given to them. We just should report. No. Okay. I have told you, 2022 account has been audited and it has been published. Simple. We have shown evidence. We've shown evidence. Maybe if you also allow me to talk about this budget. In council, we don't have any reason to hide anything. Our budget process is enshrined in our.
I'm not asking you about budget process. Sir.
No, I want to clarify that because my.
I asked you if you have ever applied for the National Assembly for your budget to be approved.
That's what you asked
me.
me.
The convention, the practice is whoever appropriates has the power of oversight. And it is based on that power of oversight that we have asked you to submit before us your bank statement of account. This you say statement of account is written on bank statement. And your convention, sir, enables and authorizes you to hold all the revenues in and out in bank accounts.
Yes.
You have not supplied us those accounts. And that is the crux of all this. Everything that we require as a German, both 2022, 2023.
Can I clarify on this budget matter?
Contained in the various bank account statements. So once those ones are furnished, I think we have a very simple assignment to do. Whether you have a fact that you appropriate funds for the National Assembly, there are all revenues that are due to an organization within this country, Nigeria. We have the right to look at it so that Nigeria and Nigerians can have the maximum benefit therefore. If you don't want to provide us the information, just tell us you don't want to provide, and we know that you don't want to give us information. We work with and I can go to my office and do other things. So that's simple. Okay.
I think it's a notorious fact that people remember the thought of last month. That's how this exercise ended. It ended by summoning a sergeant to detain or to arrest the WAEC officials. As a result of attitude of the WAEC not to give or to answer yes or no. Mr. Chairman, by our contributions, we have ranking members here that have spoken. Based on experience, they are quoting constitutions, sections, acts. I am appealing if we can go into executive session, maybe the WAEC head is threatened by the camera.
Sorry, sir.
Not to answer because...
Sorry, sir. Let me information. This assignment, Nigerians are with them, we are begged them. They should be very free. There is no intimidation. They are afraid. This is their committee. We are begged them. Ordinarily, we are not supposed to use those language to beg them. We are not wish hunting. Let them speak to us as we are speaking to them. Simply sit down. Now, we have some issues here which we requested from the last sitting. And if we don't ask them those things, and everybody, but the cameras were here when those issues were raised. So I think in the best interest of our country, the educational sector, and this committee, please, I want to crave the members, all the honorable members here, my senior, I want to beg everybody that we allow the camera to stay here. We ask these questions on the resolution of the 23rd of July. so that they should be able to do justice to it, to the best interest of Nigeria. Because this issue is not about only us, it's about our dear country. Patriotism is what Nigeria needs now. So please, let's, if we are done with that, we can, if we are done, we can go to the second, then we can go to the third. We have about 7. So WAEC can, furnish us this information. By the time we finish, I think we will now take the second date that WAEC will appear. Recall that it is a resolution of the House. It's a referral that we are doing here. So it is a very, very open and serious task given to us. And the House is earnestly waiting. You recall that we are on recess. And we are here to do this for their country. Like my brother, Honorable Ogene, say, my senior colleague, that look, everybody is at recess. If you are at recess, you will not come to do this. It's patriotism, which I appreciate all of you for showing patriotism, because you are supposed to be in your various constituency. But here you are, because of this country. So we still have people who are patriotic to the country. So I think at this point, we can go on, please. Yes, the request, yes, those things, so that since they don't have answer, we believe that in the next sitting, they will have answers. I think that is the position of the committee? Okay. WAEC, why was the contractor that was awarded the construction of the branch office complex at Jalingo, Taraba State, mobilized more than 15 or 30%? The convention, the financial regulation 2029 and the Public Procurement Act 27 and the Financial Act 2021 also note that the part of the fund used in executing this project was from Nigerian capital appropriation. In this case, the question is whether WAEC is not an agency of government. I think in this case, whether the WAEC is not an agency of government or agency of government does not arise, because the branch office complex contract that was awarded by WAEC in Jalingo, Taraba, in Taraba, 50% was paid to the contractor. And that does not follow the, what is it called? The financial regulation of 29 and the Public Procurement Act 27 and the Financial Act 2020 to 2021. You paid 50% to the contractor instead of 15 or 30. You pay 50%. Why?
There was a need for the council to mobilize the contractor enough such that there will be no differential, there will be no renegotiation. We all know the rates of inflation in this country, and so the contractor requested for adequate funds to procure materials. By the way, at the time that deposit was made, federal government appropriation had not come, and the money was disbursed through internally generated fund. I beg to explain with every sense of responsibility and humility. In
all the capital projects that government has contributed to, there is none that they paid up to 50%. And so, just like the Lafia project, once the contract is awarded, fund is not coming from the government. After 6 months, payment is not made.
Tendering process and what have you. So, what have you done in that regard? Are you just awarding contracts for people that you deem fit and the people that you just want to award the contract to? Because by saying that you have just given 50% and decide from your council, you sat down and decided that this money should be released to the contractors, which means the procurement processes have not been followed.
Not at all, sir. All processes in the Procurement Act were followed. The documents were there, including.
What the committee is saying is that the contract that was awarded in Taraba, that you contravene the Procurement Act 2007 and the Financial Act 2020 to 2021. You also contravene the regulation of 2009 by paying 50% to the contractor. That contract was 500 and that contract was sorry. Okay, the contract. Okay, award of contract for the construction of branch office complex at Jalindo Taraba. 532 million naira at December 10, 2018 to Vinny Engineering Service Limited. 50% was paid in contravention of the Procurement Act. The Procurement Act and the Financial Regulations 2009. Why? This is the question. Just take it easy. You know, my leader is here, so when he has been here for several years, so when you are talking like that, he will, he's feeling, if you want to guide, but I ask the question, so I want to guide you.
And in addition to that, the payment.
What do they call? The Public Procurement Act 2007.
No, sir. We have not breached the Procurement Act.
You have not breached it. You pay 50%. Don't you know the implication of jumping the regulation? Are you saying inflation is only affecting WAEC?
Okay, you
Last time I quoted.
And I want to quote the exact.
Quote it.
I'm not misleading you or the committee. It's an explanation of our perspective.
That
perspective might differ.
Excuse me, are you saying that WAEC can contravene the Procurement Act and the Financial Regulation?
With all
different perspective. Then we're not doing the work. We are guided by law. This is National Assembly. We're not here to insinuate. So please, these are questions that are direct. If you don't have those informations, what you will do is we give you time to provide those informations. And when you have breached the Procurement Act and the Financial Act, so you have to agree with that. Even when you have a council that you've agreed to give that 50% is wrong. So that's what we are just trying to ask you, and what else we are trying to narrate.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, sir.
We are here to serve Nigeria, and you are part of Nigeria. So for me, we would oblige you that. So we have obliged you to provide that information. I think that is the position of the committee.
Yes.
Okay, WAEC. Okay, you recall that again on the 23rd July 2024, in the view of what WAEC received in 2023, the revenue you generated 33.3 billion naira, right? And you spend 40 billion naira. And this committee, in the last meeting, the committee asked WAEC to provide the expenditure that have led to the 6 billion deficit, and what evidence of approval is in place to service this deficit incurred in 2023. I think we actually asked you to provide that information, which, to the best of my knowledge, we don't have those information. How do you, what the 6 billion deficit?
The final audit will establish the actual deficit for the year. However, the deficit incurred in 2023 was financed by the federal government appropriation to the tune of about 3.5 billion and marginal increase during the year.
We are not getting, pardon? Come again.
Can I take it, sir?
No, you can take it.
Distinguished Chairman, sir.
Yeah.
The 2023 accounts is still being audited. So the final figures, and the final account, which we also remitted to this house, will be supplied as soon as the account is signed. Further, to just address the question further, in 2023, the federal government provided the agreed support in funding examination by augmenting the salaries to the tune of 4.0 billion. Then overhead about 30 million naira all through the year. So federal government funding is not in the conduct of exam other than a percentage of the salary, which is an agreed working relationship through the Ministry of Education. So that's why I wanted to clarify on this budget and appropriate rather than that. We do not lay our budget, because when you talk about budget, Mr. Chairman, you are talking about both income and expenditure. like you rightly said, our expenditure estimate for the year is about 40 billion. Whereas the income we are generating from the examinations, which are paid by candidates, is about 32 billion. So the difference... Chairman, I wish to put this thing clear so that members can understand. So when we say, when I...
no, wait, just wait. We will allow you to talk. You are always welcome. You can off your mic. You are always welcome. What we are saying here, 40 billion. You did not supply this committee your projection of that 2023, including 2022, which we wanted to supply us the projection. But what we saw is that you generated 34.1 billion and you expended all this money, which it is within your power. We are not questioning the authority to spend the money. As far as it's spent legitimately, we are not questioning it. Now, we have issues of you generate 34.1, you spend 40 billion. Now, the 6 billion deficit, where do you got that deficit? Now, again, on the issue of the personnel, you are yet to also tell the personnel, your personnel out of 2023 is not up to 3 billion, which the record here proved that. And the federal government, what the federal government gave to you is, where is it? Sorry. 3 billion. Now, this committee, you recall, you told us that federal government is not funding you fully. But in looking at, in view of what we have here, even your personnel, federal government is even funding you more than, because you have to look at your document. Look at your document here.
Mr. Chairman, I don't know, please, Mr. Chairman, I don't know the document you're looking at. Our audited account, even that of 2022 shows that our personnel cost is over 10 billion, including salaries and allowances. The documents are there, they are in your body, the audited accounts are there. The money WAEC spent on salaries and allowances to staff is more than 10 billion. But what has come is what we are looking at through the federal government. It's inside the releases which we have sent again today. So
Mr. Chairman,
but if there is any confusion, we can.
You see, this is a complex issue that short answers may not really do. So we will plead that you give us sufficient time to make our submissions, because he was still proffering explanation to it. So that is just my request.
40 billion. You did not supply this committee your projection of that 2023, including 2022, which we wanted to supply us the projection. But what we saw is that you generated 34.1 billion and you expended all this money, which it is within your power. We are not questioning the authority to spend the money. As far as it's spent legitimately, we are not questioning it. Now, we have issues of you generate 34.1, you spend 40 billion. Now, the 6 billion deficit, where do you got that deficit? Now, again, on the issue of the personnel, you are yet to also tell the personnel, your personnel out of 2023 is not up to 3 billion, which the record here proved that. And the federal government, what the federal government gave to you is where is the sorry. You also recall again on the 23rd July 2024, the committee did ask you to give us the evidence of submission of account to the Auditor General for Federation from 2018 to 2023. Also, all correspondence related to the purchase of the customized calculator, all correspondence. And again, maybe you should be writing it down so that you can take it on, because members are very busy. Just write it down. Evidence of submission of account to the Auditor General for the Federation from 2018 to 2023. Which such as names. I think the 7, the clerk confirmed that out of this 7 items, you were able to submit one, which is the one that is the one that you meet the committee requirement. Out of the 7 items we requested, which is before you there, is there with you. I have my own copy, the acknowledged copy too. Is there out of the 7? You were able to fulfill only one, that is up to date staff nominal role, including the detailed analysis of staff record and distribution, such as name, date of first appointment, date of present appointment, rank, grade level, date of birth, file number, geopolitical zone, state of origin, local government area, and summary of staff distribution by state and local government. Then it was the profile of the external auditor for the agency and the data for it. I think you were able to submit, out of the 8, you did submit that 10 too. So you can look at the various items there, and if you have any ambiguity, you can ask us. We are here to serve Nigeria, and we are ready to respond to questions from you. Thank you. If any member has anything, any member has